Hi, welcome to the Destin Business Forum, brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and today I have Trey Hearn. You are the owner of Float Brothers Float Spa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I was reading about this last night, I had no idea what a float spa was. I mean, I thought just from the name I could figure it out, but describe what that is, because this is a really cool thing, I think.
Yeah, it's totally different than what most people would think. I mean, we have a 9 foot long, 5 foot wide float pod. Inside of that float pod has 10 inches of water, which is about 150 gallons, and 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt dissolved in that water. So the density is so dense that you instantly float on top like a cork, effortlessly. Yep.
Okay, when we were talking a little bit before the show started, for some reason in my mind, I had read that it was 5 feet wide and 9 feet long, but I didn't get how deep it was. And I was like, oh man, that might be a little scary, but 10 inches doesn't seem like...
Yeah, it's not deep at all. There's no fear of drowning or anything like that. It's only 10 inches deep, and you get in the middle, you lay back, you'll instantly pop up to the top. You cannot not float.
All right, so you get in the pod, and it's enclosed, right?
Yes, ma'am. We have 4 float rooms, and we'll have 3 pods when we open. And each pod is secured. You can lock the door behind you. So you go in, you rinse yourself off in the shower, and then you take a step into the pod. You instantly just sit in the middle, lay back, and you'll float up to the top. And before you lay back, though, there's a handle. You can pull that down and close yourself in. It sounds like, for claustrophobia, some people have it, but there's no fear that it's really big inside. I mean, you can lay back and not touch the ceiling of the pod. Okay. But we have the option to open the canopy and leave that door open. Since you have your own room, you can leave the pod door open if you want.
You have your own room, you can lock the door.
That's exactly right. Yes,
and I asked you if you had like a swimsuit on, and you said you get in sans clothes.
Yeah, you're free as a bird, and then or you can wear your swimsuit. There's you can go either or.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And no light, no sound, and what's the purpose behind that? Does it just sort of enable you to go inside and kind of...
Yeah, there's multiple things. I mean, you could think of it as, training wheels for meditation. That's one way. I mean, you're instantly away from any distractions that you have of everyday life. But also, it's great for physical as well, because, I mean, you think about it, you're instantly free of gravity. You have no pressure points pushing on you, because the water disperses all the pressure points. And then we heat the temperature up of the water to match the outside sensory touch of your skin, which is for most people is around 93.5 degrees on the outside sensory touch. And that means you can't feel the water once you're floating. So you're free of, and then you have earplugs in, so you're free of sound, you're free of touch, you're free of gravity, and you can turn the lights off in your pod, so you're free of sight. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before, of removing all your senses. And if you think of your brain as a computer, and each one of your sensory input is an app, you're turning off all the apps. Just allows you to just relax.
Yeah, relax.
And people can, we have customizable on the pods where you can hook up your MP3 or your iPhone or your phone. And that way you can listen to audiobook, or if you want to learn Spanish in there, you're just completely focused.
You're just focused on that.
That's exactly right, no distractions.
Wow.
Yep.
I would imagine that it would be useful for people maybe that are in a lot of pain, might help with that, because it's taking away any kind of pressure, right?
Absolutely, yes ma'am. There's been many news articles, also video articles of many folks with cancer patients, fibromyalgia, back pain, been in car injuries. I mean, because you think about it, this is a way for them to get completely away from everything, and they can decompress their spine, muscles can relax. It's just a very relaxing way for your body to recover itself too, because if you're turning off everything for your brain that has to process, it can focus on healing itself faster.
Okay, the times they seem a little long to me, but you said it goes by really fast. 60 or 90 minutes?
60 or 90 minutes. They're comparable to what you would get as a massage for 60 minutes. But the reason the 90 minutes is actually preferable is because most people have never done this before. So when you get in, you're having so much fun. I mean, you lay back, you've never floated like this before without having to have a float to sit on.
Attention,
yeah, and you don't have to pay attention to it, and then you can't feel the water. So you're playing around in the water, you're turning the different color lights on in your pod, or you're turning it off, and it's just, you have a lot of fun with it. And so that 30 minutes gives people a chance to just get used to it and calm down and just relax in there. And that's where the fun happens. Once you get relaxed and you just kind of melt into the water, it's so relaxing.
All right, how do you know it's up?
Yes, ma'am. So we have a music that comes on real gently when there's 3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes before your float ends, it'll quietly, and most of the time it'll be waking folks up because most people do fall asleep in the tank. Yeah, and there's no fear of that either. I get questions about what if I drown? What if I fall asleep? Can I turn over? Yeah. You're floating and you're kind of sunken into the water, so you really can't, without a forceful move, turn over. Okay. And instantly the water would wake you up. Salt water is really, it's tasty and it'll burn your eyes if you get it in there. So that's another thing too. We have towels there. You just don't wipe your face, and we let everybody know that when you're in the tank.
Tell me about cleanliness.
Yes, ma'am. So that's that question a lot. We have 2 filtration systems. First off, we're a Department of Health certified facility. And so to be able to do that, you got to have 2 filtration systems on our pods, our float pods. One's a UV and one's ozone. And we have to cycle all the water through the tanks 5 times between patrons. So that takes about 27 minutes, which actually works out perfect because people take showers after their float. And then we got to talk to folks coming in, let them know what they're getting into. They got to rinse themselves off before they get into the tank. So there's that timeline, about 30 minutes between patrons.
That's why you have the 2-hour.
That's exactly. It's on 2-hour blocks.
Okay. And do you have the prices set?
Yes, ma'am. On our pricing page on our website, we have the pricing, and it's. I'll go ahead and tell you, we have 2 different sessions. We have a 60-minute session, or we have a 90-minute session. 60-minute session is $50. So it's reasonable. It's actually cheaper than most massages for 60 minutes. And then for $15 more, you could do the 90 minutes. Okay. And like I said, we really want people to try the 90 just to get used to it, because if you do 60, by the time you're really enjoying it, it'll be time to get out of the pod.
It'll be over, just like in a massage, right?
Time. That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your opening. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say one more point on that is memberships. We will be having monthly memberships. All that's on our website on the pricing page.
Okay. And we'll have the website information up on the screen. You're opening January 27th?
That's right.
I have to go try that. That just sounds like a really interesting, cool thing.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it really is. And we don't have it on the Gulf Coast. The nearest one's in New Orleans or Atlanta or Orlando. So we're the first ones bringing it to here to the Panhandle. We're excited.
We have about 25 seconds left. So you have a military background, and I know that on your in your information you said that you think this might be helpful for PTSD.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes, I am military background. I'm still in the reserves. This is helping a lot of folks, a lot of military members around the world right now that have been floating, to help with PTSD. So we have a PTSD program. We have a Patriot room. One of our rooms is a Patriot room, and we're allowing folks, if you're medically diagnosed with PTSD and you're a military veteran, you can float for free in our spa. We have 3 days a week set up for that.
Oh, wow, what a wonderful thing. All right, thank you. Come back.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Report on how it is. All right, I'm going to move to upcoming events. On January 23rd, Destin's 6th Bayou Bay and Beach 5K Run Walk, 10K and Half Marathon, sponsored by Shoreline Church. DestinBayouBayBeach.com is where you can go for information. On February 3rd, the Military Affairs Council MAC meeting from 12 to 1 p.m. at the Destin Chamber Conference Room. February 4th, Member Appreciation Day, and that will be throughout the Destin area. February 9th, the Leaders in Business Lunch, sponsored by Fort Walton Beach Medical Center from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that will be at Destin United Methodist Church. See you next time.